woman who loved the enemy. In the vast kingdom of Mariba, where the sun burned fiercely over golden plains and the rivers cut deep into the land, there was a village called Sunjata. Sunjata was a place of warriors, of hunters, of men and women who had survived generations of war. They had one Lord that stood above all, never loved the enemy. For centuries, Sunjata had been at war with Oro, the kingdom beyond the mountains. The warriors of Oro raided their lands, stole their cattle, and burned their homes. The people of Sunjata grew to hate Oro with a fire that burned in their blood. They are not like us, the elders would say. To love them is to betray your own people. No one dared to break this law until the day Naima was born. Naima was the daughter of Sunjata's greatest warrior, Jabari. She grew up surrounded by stories of war, of heroes who had slain the enemy and died with honor. Her father trained her in the art of the spear, teaching her that strength was the only way to survive. But Naima did not dream of war, she dreamed of the world beyond the mountains. There is more to life than fighting, she once told her mother. But her mother only shook her head. A soft heart has no place in a warrior's home. Still, Naima could not let go of the feeling that there was something more. She longed to see the faces of the people they called enemies. One fateful evening, the warriors of Oro attacked Sunjata again. The night was filled with screams, the clash of steel, and the smell of burning hot. Naima's father led the charge, his sword cutting through the night like lightning. By dawn, the warriors of Oro had been defeated, and Sunjata stood victorious once more. Among the prisoners taken was a young Oro warrior, barely older than Naima. His name was Kofi, and his eyes burned with hatred. Kill him, the warriors of Sunjata said. But the elders had other plans. Let him be a slave, they decreed. Let him suffer. And so, Kofi was chained and made to work in the fields. His hatred did not fade, it only grew. Naima watched him from afar, curious. He was unlike the men of her village, his posture was proud, his spirit unbroken. One day, she approached him as he labored under the scorching sun. "Why do you hate us so much?" she asked. Kofi did not look at her. "Because you have taken everything from me." "So has your kingdom," Naima said quietly. "We have both lost." Kofi glanced at her then, something shifting in his gaze. But he turned away. Naima did not stop. Day by day, she returned, speaking to him. She brought him water when the sun was cruel. She let him rest longer when the overseers weren't watching. She told him stories, not of war, but of the stars, the rivers, and the lands beyond the mountains. Slowly, the hatred in his eyes softened. Time passed, and something unspoken grew between them. But Sunjata was not blind. Whispers spread through the village. "The warrior's daughter is falling for the enemy," they murmured. Naima's father was furious. "You disgrace our family," he roared. "I have done nothing wrong," Naima said. "You have betrayed your people," her father spat. "No daughter of mine will love an Oro man." The village demanded punishment. Kofi was dragged before the elders, and Naima with him. "Love cannot grow where there is bloodshed," the chief said. "You must choose, Naima. Him or your people." Naima's heart pounded. "Is hate the only thing that binds us?" she asked. The people of Sunjata remained silent. "I do not love an enemy," she continued. "I love a man." The elders' faces hardened. If you live with him, you will never return, the chief declared. Naima turned to Kofi. If you had the chance, would you go home? Kofi hesitated, then nodded. Yes. Naima took his hand. Then I will go with you. Gasps rippled through the village. She chooses the enemy, they cried. No, Naima said. I choose love. The warriors of Sunjata watched as Naima and Kofi left the village. Some called her foolish. Others called her a traitor. But she did not look back. The journey to Oro was long and perilous. The mountains were cruel, and food was scarce. Kofi carried Naima when her feet were too sore to walk. Naima gave Kofi her share of food when he was weak. And in the quiet of the night, they learned each other's pain. I was taught to hate you, Kofi admitted. Naima smiled softly. And yet, here we are. When they reached Oro, the people were not welcoming. She is the daughter of our enemy, they growled. But Kofi stood before them and said, she is my heart. The elders of Oro saw the fire in his eyes, the way Naima stood beside him without fear. And slowly, it gave way to something else. Naima and Kofi built a new life together. They proved that love was stronger than war. Over time, the people of Sunjata and Oro began to speak again. Not as enemies, but as people who had suffered the same pain. And when Naima and Kofi had children of their own, they told them, do not be bound by the hate of those before you. Choose your own path. Lessons. Hate is taught, but love is a choice. True strength is found in understanding, not in war. Loving the enemy does not make you weak, it makes you free. Some traditions are meant to be questioned, even if it means standing alone. Peace begins when someone dares to break the cycle.